Everybody to video review of Sonic the Hedgehog issue, as you can see right there, number 212. I think we can zoom in there just a little bit on the 212 perhaps. Maybe if I can lift this up a bit. Oops, sorry about that. But yes, there it is, number 212. Right there. That is Sonic the Hedgehog issue 212. Just got that in the mail moments ago, and I have to say it is a very good implage, if you will, or impology, well, I can't even pronounce the name, to the whole Iron Dominion story arc. So without further ado, I don't want you guys to see me, let's take a look at it. Now, we do start off with the preview pages left us. Basically, Sonic and Tails are running about the egg dome, I guess, or something, looking for any signs of Robotnik. They can try to find out what he's up to. And of course, like I said, with the preview pages, we have the fact that Robotnik is watching them. We also see that he does not want to go and get Regina out of the Dragon Kingdom. And we see, and just like in the preview pages, we find out that they have Lena Da in the possession. We find out that she is stable and still unconscious. Robotnik likes that, which indicates that there may be more to him having her back or helping her out than meets the eye. Now Snively, as we see in the preview pages, indicates she can't be trusted, where Robotnik retorts by saying he knows that, but also knows Snively can't be trusted. So in other words, he knows that both can't be trusted. He knows both will try to usurp him, but it makes it all fun because because he expects that, which makes me think either he's not all there still, or the fact that he's got something planned to keep them in line. Now, after that, we go into the pages here. Here we have Sally and Monkey Kong at the Dragon Kingdom. Now, basically, they're overlooking Stormtop Village, or Stormtop Village. And basically they're talking, and basically we got Monkey Kong, Ken, talking about the fact that he's got a lot of rebuilding to do. He has to rebuild the trust, he basically has to rebuild the trust in him from the people. In other words, he has to get back that trust that he once had from them, as their new king. And that he also has to maintain peace between the various clans, and he has to make sure that the Iron Queen is locked up where she is. In other words, Ken here, Monkey Kong, has a lot on his plate, big time. Now, and of course Sally mentions that right there. She says, "You certainly have your plate full." Well, before she says that, he also says he has to look into the other cons that Espio mentioned. And of course, we don't find that out until next month. Or this month anyway, so later on this month we'll find that out. Now Sally says, just like I said it, that he certainly has his plate full, but she has the utmost confidence he can do it. Now he kind of coarishly asks, why is that? And she basically goes on to a little history lesson saying that the first time they met, he was a swaggling, overbearing, basically a hothead, overbearing, swagging, egging. But now he's thoughtful, loving. But nowadays he's thoughtful and loving. But basically nowadays he's a more thoughtful, loving person who's learning to master his temper. In other words, can gain control of it, all of it, and has learned humility, overall, Sally says, as you could probably read it here, you probably can, that he has grown up a lot since they first met. But of course, Ken retorts, or kind of concurs by saying him and Sally, have grown a lot since they first met. And that she wouldn't have given him the time of day, but back then when they first met, but now, and then she says now, we see this kind of hold, and you know what's going to happen here. You see this scene, you know what's going to happen. And Ken goes on to say, but now, and I think it concludes here by saying, these people need someone compassionate and capable. He says basically he's still got a lot to learn, and that everybody at the Dragon Kingdom can benefit from a queen of the people. A queen of the few people. She says, queen of the few people. She says his name kind of like shyly, I guess, and they kiss. Believe it or not. They do. They end up kissing. Khan and Sally end up kissing after, Khan basically mentions that, the people of the Dragon Kingdom can benefit from a queen of the free people. Now, we go on to the next page, and this is where people really are kind of getting happy a little bit, or kind of know this was going to happen. She pushes off a little bit, well, not really pushes off, but kind of ends the kiss, kind of puts her hand right here, as you can see on Khan, and says it's a tempting offer, very tempting. In other words, it's an offer that if she didn't have anything else to do, she didn't have anything else in her life, she would take it right off the bat. There's no doubt about that. But she says it's a very tempting offer. But she has rebuilt, just like Ken, she has rebuilding of herself to do. She has some rebuilding herself to do. Now we have a little bit of a moment here, and then they both say, Sonic. Okay. Trying to get it done. Here we go. Now Sally basically explains that what she did back in issue 134 ended, basically what happened between her and Sonic 134 ended in a way that shouldn't have happened. And that she has to be sure there isn't something there to salvage. In other words, she has to be sure there isn't something there that, could still rekindle them. In other words, she's saying she's got to make sure that there isn't any kind of love left. Well, you get the idea. Basically, if you've gone and dated and you've been out with a woman or something like that, and a guy, you basically dated, you know exactly what's going on, and you break it off, but you still have feelings for that person, you kind of get an idea of where they're coming from. Basically, she's saying that she has to be sure there isn't something there to be salvaged. In other words, she's got to be sure that basically she wants to see if there's anything left. Overall, she has to make sure there's nothing left. There's got to be, okay. Basically what Sally is saying here, she's got to make sure when she says, I have to be sure there isn't something there to be salvaged, in other words, she's saying she's got to be sure. She's got to be sure in her mind, in her heart, that there's nothing left. Well, not nothing left, but basically she's got to make sure. Well, okay, let's put it to you like this. She's basically got to see if there's anything left. She's got basically, by saying that she needs to make sure there isn't something there to be salvaged, she's basically saying she's got to see if there's anything left. If there's a chance. And if there's a chance, then so be it. Then let it happen. So that's basically what she's saying. She's got to make sure there isn't some kind of rekindling. There is, she's got to see if that flame, if you will, that soul flame that they talk about with Knuckles and Julie Sue, that flame, she's got to see if that flame still has enough oil in it left to be set ablaze, if you know what I mean. And that in turn, she has to be fair to him and herself. So she's basically saying she's got to give Sonic a chance. She's basically saying she's got to give herself and Sonic, basically give her and Sonic a chance to possibly